All train compartments smell vaguely of shit.
Method acting is, I think it's changed because if you were really, I don't even want to say a pure method actor, I think if you were even just sufficiently a method actor, a real method actor, you would be unhireable in the business today. Because the kind of indulgence that it takes for people to achieve the comfort level that method acting aspires to, that's nearly impossible today. I had a wonderful conversation with Pacino years ago in 1993, because in order to complete my degree from New York University, I went back and I interviewed Pacino when I wrote my graduation thesis about Pacino's career. So we did the film together in 91. Then I flew to New York and interviewed him while he was shooting Carlito's Way. And I did all this research. I watched all of Al's films, and I did clip references and questions. And I read all this Stanislavski and Strasberg. I read about 5 books. And I went to Pacino's house with 125 questions for Al, and I interviewed Al. I mean, he did some amazing things. And one of the things he said, which is true, is that now more and more people who work in the business are performers, not actors. He said there were times when we would go to they had a dummy set and they would all shoot and then would go off to the duplicate set, which was kind of a bare bones version of the set with some raw furniture. And they'd go and they'd work the scene. And then they'd go in and sometimes they would improvise. Sometimes they would sometimes, he said to me, it was sometimes in the early days I'd get in front of the camera. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Great fucks you may have had.
He said, we didn't really know for sure what was going to happen. He says now, this very Arthur Murray, and if you don't get that, you don't work. You have to come in and you have to be able to map it out very quickly. You know, in this business now, when you shoot a movie, and there are very few exceptions to this, I find, even on independent film, that, you know, they indulge the camera and the lighting and everything, they anguish to get it as best they can time-wise, and the acting is something that must be gotten over with as quickly as possible. The actors we got to trot them in here, and we got to get this fucking acting over with as fast as possible. Let's burn these takes and get it over with. And the idea of you doing something, and I'm like, I don't know, I want to cross over here, or I don't know what I want to do. You know, it's all got to be nailed down, and we got to get. So Pacino's phrase was, "We're more performers now than we are actors," and those that work are the ones that get that. If you're going to be very, very indulgent, you're going to be a memory.
We get sick. My wife died on a plane. The stock market collapsed. What of these things happen? None of them. We worry anyway. Why?